Right, I think I should tell you. I'm going after the Olney.
That's open to everyone, Al.
I'm going to win it.
Oh, that would make me so proud.
One of my best friends is also up for the award.
Now, you can't let that stop you. No, you must do it for yourself.
I just came to tell you I'm withdrawing.
Does Paul Chandler have anything to do with your decision?
Sir, Paul Chandler's handicapped, and that's what the scholarship's all about.
The study of law is something new and unfamiliar to most of you, unlike any other schooling that you have ever known before.
First years are hard years, much more than we know. With good friends to love us, we'll feel every blow. Stay open to all things, unknown and new. And one day, we'll all say, hey, look, we've come through the first year.
You teach yourselves the law, but I train your minds. You come in here with a skull full of mush, and if you survive, leave thinking like a lawyer.
Good morning, sir. I'm Paul Chandler. I'm a transfer.
I am aware of who you are, Mr. Chandler. You are apparently unaware that my classes begin on time.
My apologies. To everyone.
Whenever you are quite ready, Mr. Chandler.
I'm ready, sir.
Smith versus the Westover Paper Company. Mr. Bell.
Smith versus,
Mr. Marcos.
Smith versus the Westover Paper Company. A matter of failure to perform. The company, the defendant, could not meet its contractual obligations to Smith, the plaintiff, to deliver a certain shipment of paper because of unusual and extenuating circumstances beyond its control.
Well, what gets into Kingsfield? Guy's first day in class? Even without a wheelchair, what a lousy thing to do.
He's miserable. Did you notice the guy didn't seem to mind? He took it right in his stride.
You know you could transfer mid-semester.
Well, maybe because of his situation. Maybe he needs a special doctor's special therapy or something.
Oh, look, there he is.
Maybe we should go introduce ourselves. Come on.
Sure. Hey, come on, we're going to be late for the library.
I'll get it.
I said I can do it. I'm sorry, I'm just used to doing things for myself. I've got this thing against Good Samaritans.
You do very well.
Well, I've had my whole life to practice.
By the way, that Don't let Kingsfield get to you. It takes a little getting used to.
Oh, you're in my contracts class. Well, there's nothing like getting off on the wrong foot in class. And out.
You didn't do that, and I'm sorry for butting in. I'm Elizabeth Logan. This is James Hart and Willis Bell.
I hear Kingsfield's famous around here for chopping people down.
Well, we've all been through it.
Now, don't worry, I don't chop easy. Well, I'll see you around.
Your male professor.
Good. Anything important?
Not really. But there's a notice from the Olney Scholarship Fund. They've chosen their candidates for the competition. Carbon copy to you.
Good. Very good.
I knew you'd be pleased.
Yes? Kingsfield speaking. Why, Marion, at long last. I was wondering when you'd call. Well, so when do I get to see you?
Hart, what do you think you're doing?
I gotta get this stuff served.
All over the floor? Look, do me a favor. Knock off until that hand of yours heals up.
Oh, Ernie, I can't knock off. I need the money.
I don't mean go home. Just stay behind the bar where you won't do as much damage.
Thanks, Ernie. Goodbye. Thanks again.
Really tired tonight, kids.
Well, I want you to know that I do this for the glamour, not the money. You want a refill?
Is it on the house?
Not on your life.
What are you, a company man?
Chandler.
Logan! Hello there.
How'd you find Ernie?
Oh, I always look for the important places.
Great. Oh, Anderson, Paul Chandler.
Hi, Anderson.
And you know Belle.
Hey, Bill.
How you doing?
That was a hell of an entrance you made into class this morning.
Really?
There you go. Thanks. Hello, Paul.
Oh, hi, Hart. Do you work here?
From the fingers to the elbow.
Hart? This just came for you, special delivery.
Your only memorial fund.
Yeah, I knew you'd want to see it right away.
Open it, Art. I am.
So what's the only?
It's a scholarship for first-year law students.
One of the most prestigious scholarships on campus. Yet to be recommended by a member of the faculty. Kingsfield came through for Hart. Pain and pleasure.
I've been sprung. I see light at the end of the tunnel. I'm in. I got selected to be a finalist in the competition.
Wonderful. Congratulations.
This must be very important for Hart.
Important to him means he doesn't have to work anymore. They'll put him through law school. No more scrounging, no more odd jobs.
Now you can get out of this place.
I'm gonna try like hell.
Oh, let's have a celebration.
Right, champagne.
Ernie, champagne? No, wait. I know where we can get some worthy of the occasion, and it's on me.
Well, let's go.
It was taken a year before Bill died.
Yes, that's just the way I remember him. And then less than a year after that, without a word to anyone, you went off into exile to California.
Well, it wasn't exile, Charles. I just didn't think I needed to tell anyone. It was family business, nothing more.
The years haven't changed you, Marion. Forthright as ever.
We are what we are, Charles. Offer no explanations.
Maybe you should explain that sometime to my students.
The years haven't changed you either, I see.
I'm afraid not. Well, it's been a very pleasant evening. Let's go now.
Oh, you're such a dear
Come on,
friend,
champagne's
Charles.
this way.
Please don't stay away.
What?
Hello, Charles.
Hello, Paul.
Albert Jackson. Yeah, well, I still think you should have told us he's a personal friend of Kingsfield.
Well, it's none of our business.
Maybe, but I almost had a coronary.
I don't get it. If Kingsfield's such a devout family friend, How come he came down so hard on the class?
His version of integrity.
Yeah, do unto your friends the same as anyone else with a meat axe.
Oh, hey, look who's here. Ah, hey, Chandler.
Oh, morning. Here for a workout?
Yeah, shoot some baskets, maybe get a game going.
Mind if I play?
Right, not at all. 2 on 2? Me and Bell.
Ah, you got all the height.
Here, you guys take it out.
Let's go. Throw that, Bell. All right, now let's go. Get clear. There you go. You go, Bell.
Anderson, come in there. Bell, get out of the way.
He was traveling. Let's go. Good ball. Take it, Bell.
Wait a minute, I'm ready.
Come on, Bell.
Listen, Logan and I feel that the study group's been weak in criminal law since Jonathan left.
And I found out that Chandler wants to make that his specialty, so...
I'm way ahead of you. My vote, yes.
Yep, you got my vote, too.
Bell?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I just don't know.
Oh, come on, Bell. Ever since you met Chandler, you've been uptight around him.
Well, he's not exactly your average law student.
Exactly. He's a lot brighter than most of them.
Look, I know this sounds terrible, but he makes me feel uncomfortable.
Oh, Bell, that's ridiculous.
No, that's very natural. I mean, I think we were all a little uncomfortable with him in the beginning, right?
Maybe so. But now I feel that he's no different than anyone else, and it's wrong for us to treat him any other way. I vote we bring him into the group.
Yep, I agree.
Sure. Well, it's got to be unanimous.
Okay.
I'll get it, dear. Ah,
Hi.
good evening. Come on in.
We're here for a study session.
I know. Paul told me all about it. He'll be with you in just a minute. Won't you please put your things right here?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for being so kind as to let us study here.
Yeah, people adore him any day.
Well, it's very kind of you to let Paul study with you. I understand that being in a good group is very helpful.
Well, it can be, if it's as good as ours.
As you can see, Mrs. Chandler, Ford's the modest one in the group.
Well, please come into the living room. Paul's been waiting for you. I'm sure Paul will meet your standards. He does so well in everything. I just know he'll be a great asset to your group.
Well, that sounds familiar. Mother blowing my horn again?
Well, that's what a mother's for, isn't it, dear?
Yes, but you're getting slightly breathless, Mother. Well, bienvenue, welcome. Come in.
Thank you.
There's sandwiches and a pot of coffee in the kitchen. Help yourselves. Do good work, dear. Good night. Well,
Good night.
I'll leave you alone to your work.
Good night. Thank you.
Night.
Thank you.
She's charming, Paul.
Yes, she is. Let's get to work. In United States Monopoly Board versus Riordan Industry, the contract was challenged as violating the public interest. Now, let's try to see where the interest of the public supersedes the expressed intent of the parties. For instance, during wartime...
Well, I think we made the right decision going with Chandler.
Yeah, it was one of my better ideas.
Right, Bill?
I'm beat.
No, Logan.
Hart, it did go well, didn't it?
If you're fishing for a compliment, you got it.
He's got a great analytical mind.
You really like him, don't you?
I respect him. Don't you?
Well, yes.
Good night, Hart.
Good night.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, Paul.
You were told to meet me here prior to your first class. That is the standard procedure for transfer students. You failed to keep the appointment.
I guess I thought you wanted to see me because you're an old friend of the family. I assumed that the meeting was social, not a formal requirement.
I do not appreciate having my motives analyzed nor my instructions ignored. My personal relationships with any student do not affect the standards that apply.
Well, I don't want anything made easier for me.
Your mother has kept me informed of your record. On graduation, you received a special commendation.
She also told you that Ralph Bunch received it on his graduation.
Yes, she did. Your mother has every reason to be proud of you. You were class valedictorian, and you received a special award known as the Markley Medallion.
The political science department gives it for the best graduate essay.
Mm-hmm. Some time ago, I was informed that you were in the School for Business Management.
Well, only for a few months. I switched to political science before I decided to go into law.
How deeply committed are you to the law, Paul?
Completely. I want to be a trial lawyer. Criminal law fascinates me.
Good.
And I'm committed to doing very well here in law school.
I'm confident that you will.
Bell!
Hi, Chandler.
You going to the library?
Yeah, have you seen Anderson?
Yeah, about a half hour ago. He was kind enough to go to the student store and pick up a typewriter ribbon that I needed.
He was supposed to meet me here 20 minutes ago.
Hey, look, as long as you're going to the library, would you mind doing me a favor? I need these 3 books on criminal justice. Do you mind?
Yeah.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. And look, you can drop by my house later.
Yeah.
It's open!
To anyone?
Chandler! Hi. Listen, how'd you get up here? I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
Oh, don't apologize. I managed. Are you going to work all night?
No, just most of it.
Irish common law. What course is this for?
Oh, that's for the only competition. Yeah, being recommended by a faculty member is just a first step. Then they give you a long list of topics to choose from.
What for?
Oh, to write an essay, which is also one of the requirements.
Will you be able to handle all that prestige?
What?
When you win, you're going to write a brilliant essay.
Yeah, but so's Marcos and 10 other candidates.
It's not going to be as good as yours, Hart. It would mean a lot for you to win this, wouldn't it?
And do you know how difficult it is to go to law school and work at the same time?
No, Hart. My family made sure of that.
You sound like you're apologizing.
Did I? Oh, I don't know why I should. Well, anyway, I don't want to discuss my family past or present. I came up here to ask you if you wanted to go to Ernie's with me for a beer.
Well, if it's just for a little while.
You're on.
Terrific. Love to.
Hey, Ford, come here for a minute.
How's it going, Chandler?
Good. Can I borrow your notes on civil procedure?
Sure, no problem. You can use them anytime. Here, you want to get them copies?
Hey, do you mind taking care of that? I'm meeting a couple of guys for coffee, and I'm late.
Yeah.
Thanks, I really appreciate it. I've read it twice, 3 times. That decision was a travesty.
I'm with you, Mac.
Yes. Reminds me of Mr. Bumble.
Mr. Who?
Bumble from Dickens. He's the guy who said, if that's the law, then the law is a ass.
Oh, that Mr. Bumble.
See ya.
Hanrahan versus DeGiorgio. In its day, the largest penalty forfeiture on record. Do you think the failure in performance was sufficient to warrant the extreme penalty of triple damages? Mr. Chandler.
Sir, in my opinion, Judge Merriman reached a decision on his particular determination of the applicable law. But
To quote Mr. Bumble in Oliver Twist, if that was the law, then the law is a ass.
Thank you for your perceptive Dickensiana, Mr. Chandler. Will you continue, please?
Look, I'm not saying it was that brilliant, Art, but he did help himself to your joke.
But so what? Dickens said it before me.
I don't know. Well, I like Chandler. He's got guts. I admire his independence. But lately, he's been taking advantage of us.
Well, I'm glad you brought it up because the guy is really starting to get to me.
Come on, you guys. Aren't you making more of this than it is?
Art, he asked me to pick up books for him at the library.
So what?
Then he asked me to deliver them to his house.
He asked me if he could borrow my notes.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Nothing. But then he asked if I get him copied while he went and had coffee with his friends.
I think you guys are definitely overreacting.
Paul, are you home? Paul? Oh, there you are.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mother. I was just thinking.
Oh, that's all right, dear. I suppose you've had a very hard day. Oh, so have I. Lunch with Aunt Jessica, shopping, and tea with our accountant. What a bore. Well, what's all this?
It's just something I've been studying.
Olney Memorial?
Yes, it's a highly respected award given to a qualified law student.
Oh, yes, I've heard of it.
I'm considering entering my name in the competition.
Oh, yes, Paul, yes. Oh, that would make me very happy.
No, I don't know, Mother.
What do you mean you don't know? Of course you will.
No, it's not that simple, Mother. One of my best friends is also up for the award.
Paul, dear, now you can't let that stop you. No, you must do it for yourself. For me. Oh, that would make me so proud. I know I shouldn't have barged into your office like this, Charles, but it's important.
Marion, you don't need to apologize.
It's about Paul. He's decided.
To enter the Olney competition.
How did you know?
I just received a copy of the committee's determination. Paul was admitted as a candidate to the competition on the recommendation of Professor Langley.
Oh, I knew this would happen.
Marion, does Paul know you're here?
Oh, no, of course not. Poor dear, he has too much pride. I do whatever I have to do to help him.
Even if he doesn't need help?
Charles, a boy like that? How can you say he doesn't need help?
Paul is no longer a boy. The Olney Scholarship was created for promising students who could not afford the expense of this rather costly training. It was intended for needy students.
Needy can have many definitions.
I quite agree. Marion, why did Paul apply? Was it to add the Olney to his other laurels?
But I think you'll have to ask Paul that question.
Do I?
It was important to him, Charles. He needs to win.
And you?
Of course I want it for him. So much so that that's why I came here to ask your help. Your influence, Charles, can have a lot to do with who wins the award.
Marion, we've been friends for a great many years. In this instant, I shall not move a finger to help your son.
Hey, Chandler. You really keep fit, don't you?
That's compensation. Good half covers up the bad.
Well, I'm just trying to stay even.
How's the hand?
So, it hurts a little, not bad.
Hart, I think I should tell you I'm going after the Olney.
That's open to everyone now.
Doesn't bother you?
Listen, I knew the competition was going to be stiff when I came to this school.
But you see, you've been very kind to me. I consider you a friend now.
Well, same here.
I've been thinking about a lot. See, It's a lot more than just proving myself. I'm sure they had a student like me in mind when they set up the Olney.
Well, why you over anyone else?
Just some research I've done. And Hart, I'm going to win it.
Well, you have to break my other hand to do it.
Right on, man. I like that. And may the best and strongest man win. It's a whole new perspective from up here. Logan! Hey, Logan!
Hi, Chandler.
I've been looking for you all over the place.
I've been in the library working for tomorrow.
Don't you know that too much reading is like too much wine? It'll give you a headache.
Well, too little reading in Kingsfield will give me more than just a headache.
Well, then the best aspirin is a little conversation and a good meal. I can prepare cannelle de brochet with a sauce nantois that will ease all pain.
Oh, you can you?
Yes, I'm a gourmet chef. Haven't I told you? I took the special course.
No, that's fantastic. Well, Belle's going to be your slave for life.
Belle, no. This is just for the two of us. I'm even getting rid of my mother.
Oh, I didn't realize that's what you meant.
Well, look, I know it's last minute, but I've been looking for a chance to be alone with you ever since we met.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment, Chandler.
This is just you and I, Paul and Elizabeth. So, I'll expect you around 7, okay?
No, that's not okay. I'm not so sure I can come.
Oh, you will. Of course you will. You can see how much this means to me.
Hart, he wouldn't listen. He wouldn't pay attention to a thing I was saying.
Well, that could be a little disconcerting.
To say the least.
Well, you've been in this situation before with guys.
Yeah, but not with a guy like Chandler.
What do you mean with a guy like Chandler?
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, you sound like Belle. Logan, you're skirting the issue. What you're trying to say is that he's crippled?
Okay, he's crippled. I still have to deal with that.
Well, let's take it from there. How would you feel about him if he wasn't?
I don't know. I knew you were going to ask me that.
You must have thought of it yourself.
I just don't want to hurt his feelings.
But you don't want to go to dinner with him either. Logan, if you can't be honest with him, at least be honest with yourself.
Yeah, I know.
Liz, you're early. I haven't even started dinner yet.
I'm glad.
Well, come here. You can keep me company in the kitchen. Look, let me fix you a drink first. Would you like a martini, maybe a Manhattan? I could a glass of white wine or red.
I can't stay for dinner.
But you're here.
To talk to you.
All right, fair enough. But we can still have a drink.
I'm not staying that long, Chandler.
Chandler, I thought we were past all that.
I call all my friends at university by their last name.
Friends.
That's what you are to me, a friend.
Well, makes me look pretty foolish trying that old cliche, an intimate dinner hors d'oeuvre.
Please, Chandler.
My name is Paul.
Okay, Paul. I'm only trying to meet you on your own grounds.
Well, obviously you can't, because I can't stand on my own grounds. Is that why you won't stay? You want to have dinner?
You're a very attractive man. And you're very appealing to a woman. And I don't know why I don't feel something more. And I don't know why I don't want to be here tonight. Is it because you're handicapped?
Liz, I'm not totally handicapped.
No, I never thought you were. But I just don't want this kind of relationship because I don't want it. I just want you to be friends with me, the same as Anderson, Ford, Bell, and Hart.
Hart?
Yes, Hart. Nothing more, nothing less. We just compete in the same world.
He's my competition, too. He's the one I have to beat for the Olney.
He told me.
He'll lose. I've got the inside track. Do you know what the real qualifications are for the Olney? Well, never mind. You sure you won't just stay for a drink? No more attempts at seduction, I promise.
No. I'm going to go back and study.
And back to your headache. Don't say I didn't offer you a cure.
Good night, Chandler.
I'll see you in class, Logan.
Hart? You okay?
Hi, Logan.
What are you doing here so late?
Well, I just had to find out.
About what?
Well, the Olney Award. Chandler said something that has been bothering me.
And?
Well, it's all right here. Carlos T. Olney III. He had cancer when he was a 1L here. He didn't tell anybody, not even his family. He went through hell. But he always got top grades, made law school counsel, even did volunteer legal aid. And all the time he knew he was dying.
He was dying?
Yeah. And he's the model for the winner. So aside from the grades and the essays and so on, the winner, and I quote, must show those marked traits of courage in the face of pain and adversity shown by the late Carlos T. Olney III.
Chandler?
Yes, Chandler. How do I deal with this, Logan?
Yes, sir. Very well. You may go in now, Mr. Hart.
Good luck, man. He's all yours.
Thank you, Marcos.
Ah, Mr. Hart.
Thank you for seeing me, sir.
I presume that as the deadline for your essay is approaching, like Mr. Marcos, you wish to deliver it in person. Or am I mistaken?
I just came to tell you I'm withdrawing.
From the Olney competition?
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. Many of us have spent a good deal of time and effort selecting the finalists. I think perhaps you owe us some sort of explanation.
I just don't feel qualified, sir.
Does Paul Chandler have anything to do with your decision?
Yes, sir. I know that the committee may not select either of us, sir, but I think he deserves the most consideration.
And by withdrawing, you reduce his competition.
Well, it's one way of increasing his chances.
And excusing your own failure.
No, sir, I haven't failed.
Well, obviously, you don't have much faith in your own ability to win. So this is a graceful and generous way of bowing out.
No, sir, not at all.
I'm merely considering the facts as you present them.
Sir, Paul Chandler's handicapped, and that's what the scholarship's all about.
Yes, unfortunately, Paul Chandler cannot walk. That does not impede his thinking or his ability to learn.
No, of course not.
But now you are assuming his impediment. And in your case, it's the paralysis of the mind, the will.
No, sir, I'm just thinking of Paul Chandler.
Now, please spare me your altruism. In your own vernacular, you're copping out. In mine, you're quitting.
You'll have my essay in the morning.
As you wish. Is that all, Mr. Hart?
Yes, sir, that's all.
Mrs. Nottingham, will you get me Mrs. Chandler, please?
And you left him there in the library?
He wouldn't leave. I think he wanted to be alone.
Well, Hart had to find out sooner or later.
Man, this really bugged me because Chandler knew exactly what he was doing.
Like they say, it's the moment of truth. And being a handicapped man doesn't necessarily make him one of nature's noblemen. He used us. He played us for suckers.
Machiavelli rides again in a wheelchair.
Yeah. If only there was a way to get back at him.
This might be your chance. There he is, Belle.
Hey, Chandler! Wait a minute.
Oh, hi, Belle.
Wait a minute, let me give you a hand here.
No, it's okay. Don't bother. I'm going to take the ramp.
Nah, no problem here.
Listen, I'll do it myself.
Come on, relax, will you? There you go. What are friends for, huh?
If I'd wanted your help, I would have asked for it.
Hey, I was only trying to be a good Samaritan.
Hey, Chandler, wait. Let me help you with that.
Sure, what are you doing?
There. Can you get in easier now?
Just fine.
Great. See you at study group tonight.
I don't know where Hart is, but he's rarely late.
Ernie probably kept him working overtime tonight.
Well, we can't wait.
You want to bet, Chandler?
What's that supposed to mean?
Look, Chandler, it is bad enough Hart has to work and go to school at the same time. We can at least be considerate and wait.
Well, if you don't mind, I'll start reviewing this case myself. Let me get my book.
Why don't you just relax? I'll get it for you.
It's all right, Anderson. I can do it myself.
Well, why should you? I don't mind helping you.
Damn it, what's the matter with all of you? You're treating me like a cripple.
Yeah, well, that's what you are, isn't it?
It's a great act you have. Positively heroic. But it spreads pretty thin.
Yeah, look at me. Pity me. Help me. You ride that wheelchair over us like it was a steamroller.
Even over your best friend, Hart.
What about Hart?
He went to Kingsfield's office to withdraw from the competition.
Why?
Because he didn't feel he could show the traits of courage in the face of pain and adversity. The only award. Remember?
I guess that makes you a shoo-in. You feel pretty good now?
How the hell would you know how I feel? Do you know what it means to spend your life in this ridiculous thing? To avoid looking at mirrors because if you see yourself, you'd scream basket case? Now, it's Darwinism in reverse. It's survival of the unfit. Maybe I come on strong, but when half your body drags you down, you learn to wrestle in your own style. Once in school, when I was only 10, some kid hid my chair. And everybody else just stood around and laughed, watching me crawl around trying to find it. And that's when I made up my mind. I said, it all stops here. The humiliation, the ridicule. From now on, people are going to look up to me instead of me just sitting there looking at them. I'm sorry, but I'm just not going to be much good tonight.
You've given Paul your love and your moral support. You have also given him the intolerable burden of this keen desire to win.
It's for his own good.
His or yours?
Mine?
Paul is the victim of a tragic accident. It isn't your fault. It never was. I told you I didn't want to be Oh. All right. It's Paul.
Oh, no. Charles, I don't want him to see me here. I just dropped in for a moment.
Oh, of course, Mother.
Paul, would you prefer to see me alone?
No, sir. I want Mother to hear what I have to say. I heard Hart has decided to drop out of the only competition. Is that true?
I am not in the habit of discussing one student's affairs with another.
I understand. Well, then, I've decided to drop out.
Paul, you can't.
Stay out of this, Mother.
Charles, don't let him do this.
Mother, he has nothing to do with this. It's my decision and mine alone.
But you're being too hasty. Paul, dear, think what this means to you.
I've thought about it, Mother. All my life, I've been telling everybody that I'm not a cripple, that I don't need help. And all the time, I've been using my handicap to take advantage of everyone around me.
Oh, that's not true, Paul.
It is, Mother, and in your own way, you're just as responsible as I am.
Paul, I want you to realize the committee, myself included, will be judging you on your merit, and on merit alone, not because you are in a wheelchair. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And when you're a successful lawyer, which I'm sure you will be, your cases will be won through your intelligence, not through your inability to walk.
My essay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Kingsfield. Mother? I know a good place for lunch.
I think that would be very nice.
Hart. Hart.
Logan, what are you doing here this time of night?
I was just taking a walk.
A walk? Are you crazy? It's freezing out there tonight.
I'm from New England, remember? I'm used to the cold. I thought maybe you'd like to take a walk back to the dorm together.
I would. Let me lock the back door.
Okay, I'll wait. Hart, someone at the door.
Well, what is this, Grand Central Station? If this keeps up, we'll be here all night. Chandler.
All right, I'm so glad you're here. I want to talk to you.
Well, listen, come on in. Join the group. Logan's in here, too.
Hi, Chandler.
Hello, Logan.
Listen, I want to apologize for myself and for the whole study group the other night. We were really hard on you.
Apologies accepted, but it's not necessary. Hart, I went to Kingsfield today to withdraw from the Olney.
You can't do that, Chandler. You can win. You're totally qualified.
And you're not? She told me you dropped out.
Well, I did go to see him, but I'm still in it.
Oh.
Yes, Kingsfield can be very persuasive.
I know exactly what you mean.
You do?
Yeah, you got to me, too. I'm still in the race, Hart.
Well, that's great, Chandler.
And this time, may the best man win. Okay.
Before we begin this class, I presume I can speak for all of us when...
My apologies for being late, Professor Kingsfield.
We can wait, Mr. Chandler. I presume I speak for all of us when I extend felicitation to the winner of the Olney Scholarship. Mr. Frank Marcos. One final comment on the Olney, or for that matter, any other high honor at this school. One may lose, and in the very act of losing, discover something far more important than victory. Now, will you give us the facts of Milford versus Milford, Mr. Chandler?
In this particular case...
In this class, we stand when we speak, Mr. Chandler.
Yes, sir. Milford versus Milford. A couple are divorced. The divorce agreement provided that the father should pay the son's expenses until the boy went to college. Unexpectedly, the boy was drafted. Does the father have to pay the boy's expenses?
First years are hard years, much more than we know. With good friends to love us, we'll build every road. Stay open to all things, and one day we'll all say, hey, look, we've come through the first year.